For this project, what we're going to do is we're going to make a greeting card using Photoshop. What we're going to do here is that we're going to create in this part the front or cover and back of the card. So first off, we want to make a new document. So go to File and then go to New. We're going to go to Print, Letter. And because it's a card we're going to fold in half, we want to make sure that it is, the orientation is landscape. And then we're going to name it greeting card, or whatever you want to name it. If it's a holiday card, birthday card, get well card, and so on. Then click create. You can see right here I have my rulers up. What I'm going to go is that you'll find that in view. So my rulers are gone. I click view, I go all the way to here, and it'll say rulers. So when I click on rulers, my rulers will appear. What I want to do is I want to divide this in half so I know which side is which. So I'm going to grab a line here. Now all I'm doing is I'm going onto the ruler, clicking, grabbing it over, and you'll see around 650, the ruler will stick for a second. See? I go and it stops just for a second. That's where you want to leave it at 1650. The line is very faint, but now you know which side is which. So first part is this is going to be the cover side, and I'm just going to label this so you guys know what to see. I'm going to call this front, and then I'm going to go to the text tool. I'm going to name this back. This is just the way when we fold it, this will end up being the front, this will be the back. I'm not going to leave these on here. When I'm done, I'm just leaving this for you guys. So let's go find an image. Now let's go to Google. I'm going to make a birthday card. So I'm going to say, I don't know, birthday cake. Birthday cake. In order to get a good size image, I want to go to Tools, Size, Large. It's always very important that you have a very large image. It should be crisp and clean. We want a picture that has no writing on it, but that has room. You can see over here where it's a cake and it says happy birthday. They've obviously made a lot of room back here. So we need something that'll give us a little bit of room or a little bit of space. The other thing we may run into is that sometimes we have images that are copywritten or that we have to buy. So sometimes it's easier to just click here and type in free birthday cake and a background. And then again, Tools, Size, Large. And I can look over here and I can find all these cake backgrounds, and there shouldn't be any marks on them. I'll take this one right here. I like that it's on this side. Now what you're going to notice is that this cake right here, copy, image. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to paste it. So I go to Edit, Paste. It doesn't look that large. However, we did notice that in here, it is 1600 by 1000. That's a good size. So if I want to make this larger, I'm going to go to Edit, Free Transform, grab the edges, and stretch it out until it fits onto the canvas where I want to. You can make it fill the whole space, or you can choose to leave a little bit of a border. And we'll talk about that in just a second. So I'm going to put the cake, for now, right in the center. And I'm going to hit return. Now, my cake is covering both sides, so I'm going to back up a little bit, select it. I'm going to take the selection tool, and I'm just going to clip off some of the cake right here. Hit delete. So you select it, you hit delete. Now I have my front, and now I have my back. This works out pretty good. Some of you may need to make a border. Maybe your picture isn't big enough. You can see here that this is more vertical than horizontal. So we're going to take the shape tool, and you're going to make a border. So I make a shape right there. This will pop up all the time every time you make a shape. What you can do is that you can continue drawing shapes to make a nice border. And got that there. And then I got one here. They're about the same size. There are many different ways of doing this, but for now we can keep it this way. I'm looking at it. I can see that this shape is a little bit thicker, so I can select it and use the arrow tool to move it over until it looks about right. The shape here probably got to move in. So now we have a white card background. What I want you to do is I want you to change the color of this border. So what you're going to do is that you see right here where it says rectangle, that's rectangle 1. I click on it or double click and the color menu will pop up. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to try and look for a color that's off here. You can see here it turns into an eyedropper. So I'm going to go over, I'm going to select one of the colors. Red seems to be the more important one, so I click here and I don't like that color. That's a little bit happier. That's a nice red. So I will click OK. I'm going to go to the next rectangle, double click. I'm just going to click on that color that I've already used. Double click on the rectangle there, use the eyedropper, click right there, and I double click on the last one. Remember, we're double clicking on the picture of the rectangle. See right here. Now I have these all set up. I can see that the rectangle is a little bit too far, so I'm going to hit Command T, shrink that in. Oops. Hold Shift, shrink that in, and now I have my border. So now I want to write Happy Birthday across here. This is because it's a birthday card. I'm going to take my text tool, click here. I'm going to use all caps unless you have a special way of doing something. For some reason that you decide not to use all caps, then I suggest using all caps because it makes it stand out. I now have an issue. This font does not appear to really stand out. So I'm going to go over to, this is called my Happy Holiday font, oddly enough. I can go over to the tab at the top. Oh, maybe I will select it. There we go, Happy Holiday font. Click here. Let me move this around first. Command T. And you can see here the birthday's not standing out, and you can use your arrow tools to move it over. It's not standing out. So I need to pick a new font. So I'm going to take my text tool. I'm going to select the Happy Birthday. And I'm going to look through here and start scrolling down until something stands out and might look fun. It is a birthday card, so we want to find something fun. All I really did was I used the text tool, clicked on my word, selected it all, went up here, just clicked once, and then I can start scrolling down using the down arrow until I find something that looks more festive or happy. And not finding the best. Ooh, that's a cool one. So I have something like this. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to click the move tool. Obviously it's too big. I'm going to hit Command T. I'm going to shrink it down. Happy birthday. I'm not a big fan of this color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my text tool again, select it, and up here you can see I can change the color. So I click on it, and again with the eyedropper, let's find a color that we're already using. That white works, and there you go. What I'm noticing here is with this candle, this whole thing is not working. This setup, the letters are too big. I'm going to do one more change. I'm just going to go with what I normally do. And let's see here. This seems to be a good font. You can also change the size of your font over here if you wish. I prefer just using Command T and shrinking it down to where I want it using the arrow tools. And now I have happy birthday. Hit return. Now that you're looking at your happy birthday, can you see how some of this is missing here? I have a lot of choices. I can go over to T and that will select it for me. If I double click like we did with the color, here's colors up here. I'm going to go look for something that's already being used. Again, we're using the red. Why not just make that red also? That stands out. The other thing we can do is I can also double click on the gray over here and it'll pop up this little menu option. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick something called drop shadow. I mean, I have all these things. I can do contour. You can see it suddenly buff up a little bit. I can do a texture on it. I can do a stroke. Inner glow. There is an outer glow, so it looks like it's shining. I like the drop shadow. You can see it stands out a little bit more. I'm going to get rid of the edge. So just a little bit to make it stand out. You can see just a slight difference here. That little bit of a shadow helps it out. So I'm going to stick with that. And now what we're going to do is that we're going to make the back of the card. So since this is birthday themed, I'm going to want to pick something that's a little bit more birthday themed. Some kind of birthday cake pattern. I'm going to dig for patterns that may have to do with birthday cakes or birthdays. This one seems pretty cool. But you can see right here it's copywritten. You can see little images on it, so we don't want that one. I'm going to say, actually, you know what? Maybe we'll go with free pattern balloons. And again, whenever we're looking for an image, you want to go to Tools, Size, Large. And I believe I was using this one. It's free. So I'm going to right click on it, hit copy, go back to my image, Command V to paste, Command T to expand. I'm not seeing any watermarks. That works. So I'm just going to adjust this to where I think it should be. Say right there, hit return. Now what I'm going to do is I need to cut off this piece. See how it's blocking here? So I'm going to use my shape tool, drag across here. See this is selected, hit delete. And now hit Command D. Now I have a front and back to my card. Now most cards have some sort of label or logo in the back. We're going to use our names. So I'm going to type in my last name. And type in all caps, Eldikar. I don't want to use this font anymore. So what I'm going to do is I will possibly change the color, or sorry, I don't want to use the color. Change the color to something that's already on there. Make it a little bit more fun, maybe a little bit darker, so it stands out a little bit. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to shrink the size. Now the size could be about 18. No, that's too small. It's about 30. That's good. Again, with typography, and you can see here actually that these lines, which is great, it helps it that it's in the center. Trying to figure, there we go, right there. That's lined up. Now, this isn't standing out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my shape tool. It's already white. I'm just going to draw a rectangle over my name. Then I'm going to take, you can see my layers, I'm going to drag my name over the rectangle. And that's it. My name stands out. Happy birthday stands out. I have my card. I now have my cover and the background. So this is what you're looking to do. You're looking to have a border. You're looking to have the word happy birthday. Make sure it's not happy birthday, sorry. What your greeting is. Make sure it stands out and it is legible, that I can read it. This is typography. You're also going to have an image that's high quality. You're going to be using colors from the image to help make everything match. You're going to need a patterned background, and you're going to have your name here and make sure it stands out. If you want to get a little bit more fancy, we have our background layer right here. I'm going to click on that rectangle. Remember, double click, use the selection tool, and now what you notice is that that white background, I'll hit cancel. You can see here I had a white background. I click on this, I select the background, and now my name is a little bit more subtle and standing out. That background is already doing it for us. So this is the final product. You can pick whatever holiday you want and start working on the cover and background of your card.